In a stunning courtroom revelation, federal judge Jesse Furman declared there is undisputed evidence indicating the Trump administration actively hindered the 2020 census in blue states. This bombshell accusation, dropped during a lawsuit hearing, sent shockwaves through the legal and political landscape. The lawsuit, brought forth by several states and cities, centers around allegations of deliberate efforts to undermine the accuracy and integrity of the census count. Judge Furman's statement carries significant weight, suggesting the existence of compelling proof supporting the claims of sabotage. The use of the term undisputed evidence implies a level of certainty and irrefutability, painting a damning picture of the Trump administration's actions. This revelation has ignited a firestorm of controversy, raising serious questions about the sanctity of democratic processes and the rule of law. The accusations against the Trump administration strike at the very heart of American democracy. The census, a cornerstone of fair representation and resource allocation, relies on accurate data to function effectively. Any attempt to manipulate or distort this data undermines the foundation of a fair and representative government. The gravity of Judge Furman's statement cannot be overstated, signaling potentially far-reaching consequences for those involved. As the legal battle unfolds, the nation watches with bated breath, eager for the full truth to be revealed. The implications of this case extend far beyond the courtroom, potentially reshaping our understanding of political maneuvering and its impact on democratic institutions. The fight for a fair and accurate census has taken center stage, with Judge Furman's words serving as a stark reminder of the importance of safeguarding our democracy. At the heart of the lawsuit lies a deeply troubling allegation that the Trump administration sought to undercount residents in Democratic-leaning areas. This alleged manipulation of the census, a process designed to ensure fair representation and resource allocation, represents a blatant attempt to skew the balance of power in favor of one political party. The motive, as suggested by the lawsuit, is as simple as it is insidious: to gain an unfair advantage in elections and the distribution of federal funds. By undercounting residents in areas that traditionally vote Democratic, the Trump administration could potentially diminish the political power of these communities. This could translate to fewer congressional seats, reduced electoral college votes, and a decreased share of federal funding for essential services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. The implications are far-reaching, impacting the lives of millions of Americans and undermining the very principles of fair representation and equal access to resources. The alleged actions of the Trump administration strike at the core of what it means to live in a democracy. The census, designed to be a non-partisan, objective count of every person residing in the United States, forms the bedrock of our representative democracy. Tampering with this fundamental process erodes trust in government, fuels political polarization, and disenfranchises entire communities. The accusations leveled against the Trump administration, if proven true, represent a profound betrayal of the public trust and a dangerous assault on our democratic institutions. As the legal proceedings continue, the nation awaits further details about the specific evidence supporting these grave allegations. The outcome of this case will undoubtedly have profound implications for the future of American democracy, serving as a stark reminder of the fragility of our institutions and the constant need to safeguard them against those who would seek to exploit them for personal gain. The lawsuit at the center of this controversy is a complex legal battle with far-reaching implications. Filed by a coalition of states and cities, the suit challenges the Trump administration's actions related to the 2020 census, alleging deliberate efforts to undermine its accuracy and integrity. At its core, the lawsuit argues that the administration's actions, including attempts to add a citizenship question to the census and shorten the counting period, were motivated by a desire to disenfranchise and undercount residents in Democratic-leaning areas. The plaintiffs in the case contend that these actions represent a clear violation of the Constitution and federal law, which mandate an accurate and fair census count. They argue that the Trump administration's efforts to politicize the census undermine the very foundation of our democracy, which relies on accurate representation and equitable allocation of resources. The lawsuit seeks to hold the administration accountable for its actions and ensure that the 2020 census data is used fairly and accurately for its intended purposes. The legal arguments presented in the lawsuit are complex and multifaceted, involving intricate interpretations of constitutional law, census procedures, and administrative law. The plaintiffs face an uphill battle in proving their case, as they must demonstrate not only that the Trump administration's actions were improper, but also that they were motivated by discriminatory intent. The outcome of this legal challenge remains uncertain, but the stakes could not be higher. The decision in this case will have profound implications for the future of the census and its role in American democracy. It will also set a precedent for the level of scrutiny applied to future administrations' handling of this critical process. The nation watches and waits as the legal battle unfolds, hoping for a just resolution that upholds the integrity of the census and protects the fundamental right to fair representation. The allegations of census manipulation leveled against the Trump administration strike at the very heart of American democracy. The census, a cornerstone of fair representation and resource allocation, relies on accurate data to function effectively. Any attempt to manipulate or distort this data undermines the foundation of a fair and representative government and erodes public trust in democratic institutions. The potential consequences of such actions are far-reaching. Undercounting populations in certain areas can lead to reduced congressional representation, diminished voting power, and decreased federal funding for essential services. This can create a vicious cycle of disenfranchisement, exacerbating existing inequalities and further marginalizing already vulnerable communities. The strong language used in headlines describing these allegations, while alarming, reflects the gravity of the situation. The accusations against the Trump administration, if proven true, represent a blatant assault on democratic principles and a betrayal of the public trust. The legal battle surrounding the 2020 census serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of our democratic institutions and the constant need to safeguard them against those who would seek to exploit them for personal gain. The outcome of this case will have profound implications for the future of American democracy. It underscores the importance of a free, fair, and accurate census in ensuring that all voices are heard and all communities are represented. As the legal process unfolds, the nation must remain vigilant in its defense of democratic values and hold those in power accountable for upholding the integrity of our elections and institutions.